Good morning, everyone. As the years go by, mornings take on a special quality. They become like a quiet mirror, reflecting everything we've lived through and everything still ahead of us. When we were younger, we could skip breakfast, grab a coffee on the run, and feel energized all day long. But now the body speaks in a different voice. It says, "Take care of me. I'm no longer the high-revving engine that runs fine without proper fuel." That's when the truth settles in. How you begin your morning determines the kind of day you'll have, and, over time, the kind of life you'll live. People frequently ask me, what really helps you stay youthful longer? Creams, vitamins, gym routines, new gadgets. Sure, those things matter. But genuine youthfulness starts from the inside, with what you put on your plate first thing in the morning. Today, I want to share 3 humble, everyday foods that genuinely slow the aging process. No magic potions, no expensive trends, just simple gifts from nature meant to nourish life, not rush through it. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you value advice spoken from real experience and with care. It helps these conversations reach more people who need them, and it lets me know the words are landing where they matter. With age, metabolism naturally slows. Cells gradually lose their efficiency, and breakfast becomes the first, and often the most powerful, chance to give your body real support. Yet most people start the day out of pure habit. A sweet roll, flavored yogurt loaded with sugar, processed sausage, all washed down with tea or coffee. Then they wonder, why do I have no energy? Why does my heart race? Why does my skin look tired and dull? The answer is straightforward. The body isn't receiving the fuel of vitality. I first truly understood this when I turned 50. I began noticing that I felt exhausted after breakfast instead of before it. That was my wake-up call. I completely re-examined what I was eating in the morning, and the change astonished me. Energy returned, mental clarity sharpened, and even my mood became steadier and more even-keeled. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I changed and, more importantly, why it works so effectively. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever stopped to consider that your breakfast could be more than just food? That it could actually serve as medicine against aging? What you eat in those first moments literally programs your body for the entire day, either toward fatigue and decline or toward renewal and vitality. Trust me, these are not theoretical ideas. They've been tested in real life, over many years, with real people. And toward the end of this video, I'll reveal something special, the one morning habit almost all long-lived people quietly share, yet hardly anyone talks about openly. I'll also share true stories of individuals who transformed their mornings, and, in doing so, transform their entire later years. So please stay with me until the end. Because sometimes youth isn't measured in birthdays, it's measured in daily choices. When I first started wondering why some people glow with vitality well into their 70s and 80s while others drag themselves through the day by noon, I noticed one clear pattern. Those who age gracefully almost always begin their day with living food instead of empty calories. They don't obsess over trendy diets or count every calorie. They simply feed the body what it truly craves, not what advertising tells it to want. And one food appeared again and again in their mornings: oats. Yes, plain, humble, old-fashioned oats. Not the instant-flavored packets that dissolve in seconds, but real whole rolled or steel-cut oats, cooked slowly and with intention, often with a touch of good butter or honey, a handful of nuts, maybe some berries. I call oats the food of wisdom because they provide a slow, steady flame, the kind that sustains life rather than burning it out quickly. Why are they so powerful? As we age, our cells become less efficient at handling sugar. Sweet rolls, white bread, quick cereals, all cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Those spikes accelerate aging in blood vessels, skin, brain, and organs. Oats are the opposite. They deliver clean, gradual energy with almost no spikes. That single difference means fewer wrinkles, less fatigue, lower inflammation, and more stable moods. I remember Jelena Vasilyevna, 66 years old. She came to me exhausted, saying, "Doctor, I have no desire for anything. After breakfast, I feel like someone switched me off." When I asked what she ate in the morning, she answered, "Coffee and a sandwich." I smiled and suggested a gentle experiment. Replace the coffee and bread routine with a bowl of properly prepared oats, a teaspoon of good butter, and a small handful of nuts. 10 days later, she called me in tears of gratitude. "I don't believe it, but I feel like I've woken up. Even my skin looks brighter. My body finally feels alive again." That's the quiet power of giving the body real nourishment instead of stimulation. The secret lies in beta-glucans, special soluble fibers that survive digestion in the small intestine and reach the colon, where they become food for beneficial bacteria. Those bacteria ferment beta-glucans into short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, which heal the gut lining, reduce systemic inflammation, lower cholesterol, and improve insulin sensitivity. Oats also supply generous amounts of magnesium and silica, minerals that keep skin elastic, joints supple, and blood vessels flexible. But the way you eat them matters just as much as the food itself. If you gulp breakfast while rushing out the door, even the healthiest meal loses most of its benefit. When you sit down, breathe in the aroma, eat slowly, perhaps even give thanks for the moment. The food is absorbed completely differently. The body remembers that care. Try this. While the oats are cooking, put on soft music. Let preparing breakfast become a small daily ritual of kindness toward yourself. You can add a touch of honey, but stir it in only after the oats have cooled a little to preserve the enzymes. Even better, finish with a spoonful of flaxseed or extra virgin olive oil. Those healthy fats feed cells the lipids they need for smooth skin, flexible arteries, and vibrant energy. I beg you, don't put this off. Try replacing your usual breakfast with oats prepared this way for just 1 week. Pay attention to how your body responds. In a few days, most people notice. Cravings for sweets decrease. Mid-morning heaviness disappears. Mental fog lifts. That happens because you've given the body steady fuel instead of a sugar roller coaster. Interestingly, oats also calm the nervous system. Traditional wisdom called them the food of long livers for good reason. They lower stress hormones, promote deeper sleep, and allow cells to repair more efficiently overnight. From my own observation, people who make oats the foundation of breakfast 4 or 5 mornings a week consistently look and feel 5 to 7 years younger. Not because of magic, but because their biochemistry is no longer swinging wildly from spike to crash. Life becomes calmer, steadier, like a beautiful, sustained melody. Now let's move to the second food, one that doesn't just nourish the body, but specifically protects and rejuvenates the brain. It's rarely eaten in the morning, yet that's precisely when it works most effectively. I promise, what you're about to hear may forever change how you look at breakfast. Oats awaken the body, but true youthfulness requires more than physical energy. Youth means a clear mind, reliable memory, and inner calm. When the brain grows tired or foggy, the whole body ages faster because every organ begins to borrow energy from elsewhere. That's why the second essential morning food is walnuts. Yes, the very nut that looks strikingly like a human brain. And that resemblance is no coincidence. Nature often signals a food's purpose through its shape. Walnuts are master repairers of the nervous system. They are exceptionally rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, magnesium, vitamin E, and rare polyphenol that cross the blood-brain barrier and protect neurons from oxidative damage. These compounds slow brain aging, improve cerebral blood flow, and help nerve cells communicate more quickly and clearly. For many years, I've watched people change noticeably when they began adding just a few walnuts to their mornings. One patient, Andrei Petrovich, 64, came to me complaining of forgetfulness. "Doctor, you won't believe it. I sometimes can't remember whether I turned off the kettle in the morning." We didn't reach for exotic pills. I simply asked him to eat 3 or 4 walnut halves every morning along with a teaspoon of honey and his tea. 1 month later, he returned smiling. "You know, I feel sharper, calmer." It's like the fog in my head finally lifted. That's how brain nutrition works. Gently, deeply, consistently. Walnuts are especially valuable in the morning because overnight the brain consumes enormous energy to repair and consolidate memories. By morning it urgently needs clean fuel. Coffee gives a quick flash that burns out fast. Walnuts provide long-lasting, high-quality energy for neurons. Combine them with oats and you have nearly the perfect anti-aging breakfast. Complex carbohydrates for steady glucose, healthy fats for cell membranes, magnesium for nerve calm, and polyphenol for protection against oxidative stress. Important rule: don't eat them mindlessly by the handful. 3 to 5 halves are plenty. Chew slowly and deliberately. The flavor will tell you when you've had enough. Sometimes I recommend making a simple youth cream. Grind walnuts finely. Mix with a little honey and a squeeze of lemon juice. Store in a small jar, and take 1 teaspoon every morning. Delicious and deeply nourishing. Energy that lasts. Too many people underestimate the power of simple foods. They think rejuvenation must be complicated and expensive. But the body is honest. It doesn't need miracles. It needs attention. Walnuts are one small, daily act of attention that creates profound change. Please, don't wait. Put a small dish of walnuts next to where you usually set your morning cup. Let it become your quiet symbol of self-care. Try it for 1 week and notice how memory sharpens, thoughts settle, and even mood evens out. The third food addresses cleansing and renewal, because lasting youth is impossible without inner cleanliness. After 50, the body begins accumulating what it no longer needs: metabolic waste, medication residues, stress byproducts. That buildup causes morning sluggishness, dull skin, and a general sense of heaviness. Here, the third morning ally is the ordinary lemon. Yes, the same lemon many people squeeze absent-mindedly into tea. But when used intentionally and at the right moment, it becomes a genuine elixir of youth. I always tell people, lemon water first thing is housekeeping for the body. It gently stimulates the liver, awakens metabolism, helps cells produce energy more efficiently, and, most importantly, lowers systemic inflammation. And chronic low-grade inflammation is the single biggest driver of aging. The ritual is simple. Upon waking, drink a glass of warm, not hot, water with the juice of half a lemon. Enough to taste pleasantly tangy, not sour. Add a teaspoon of raw honey if desired for gentle warmth and additional enzymes. Within days, most people notice brighter skin, clearer eyes, smoother digestion. One patient, Nikolai Fyodorovich, 72, initially resisted, "I don't like sour things." But he tried it. 3 weeks later, he said, "Doctor, for the first time in years I wake up without that bitter taste in my mouth. And my mood is different, lighter." That's lemon working quietly but profoundly. Science confirms. The vitamin C in lemon supports collagen synthesis, the protein that keeps skin firm, joints supple, and blood vessels resilient. Lemon also alkalinizes the body, despite its acidic taste, easing the burden on kidneys and heart, organs that become more vulnerable with age. Best practice: make it the very first thing you consume. Warm lemon water gently stimulates the liver without shocking the system. Cold water causes vasoconstriction and slows absorption. Let it be the soft signal that says to your body, "I'm here. I'm listening. Let's begin the day together." Many who adopt this habit report getting sick less often, sleeping more deeply, and looking noticeably fresher. It isn't magic. It's simply gratitude expressed through attention. Now we arrive at the fourth element, one almost everyone overlooks. It costs nothing, takes almost no time, yet dramatically amplifies everything we've discussed. It slows aging not only in the body but in the mind and spirit. Many chase youth through products, supplements, and procedures. But the greatest accelerator of aging is hurry. We eat on the run, think on the run, live on the run. After 50, the body can no longer keep up with that pace. It craves slowness, presence, quiet. That's why the fourth recommendation is conscious morning breathing and stillness. You may wonder, What does breathing have to do with staying young? Everything. Aging happens at the cellular level when cells are starved of oxygen. Breathing is their primary nourishment. Shallow, hurried breathing delivers only scraps. Deep, calm breathing floods cells with life. Every morning, before food, before your phone, do this simple practice. Sit upright or stand by an open window. Relax your shoulders. Inhale slowly through the nose for a count of 4, feeling your belly expand. Pause gently for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly through the mouth for a count of 4. Repeat 8 to 10 times. No force. Just watch the breath. Feel it enter and leave. In that quiet space, blood vessels dilate. Oxygen saturation rises, the brain clears. Anxiety that often greets us upon waking begins to dissolve. Within a week, most people notice mornings feel lighter, thoughts clearer, the day less overwhelming. One patient, Nina Ivanovna, 69, once told me, "Doctor, I don't feel old in my body. I feel old in my thoughts. Mornings already exhaust me." I asked her to begin each day with 5 minutes of conscious breathing by an open window, simply looking at the sky. 2 weeks later, she returned smiling. "I used to dread mornings. Now I look forward to them." That's what breathing returns. Not only health, but joy in being alive. Breathing is the bridge between body and soul. When you breathe calmly, the brain receives the signal. Everything is safe. Stress hormones drop, blood pressure eases, heart rhythm steadies. And stress, more than anything else, accelerates aging. Try it tomorrow. Don't reach for your phone first. Don't rush to the kitchen. Open the window, breathe in the fresh morning air, and silently say to yourself, "I am here. I am grateful. Today I choose life." It may feel small, but believe me, such small acts accumulate into profound youthfulness. Now that we've covered nourishment for the body, oats, the brain, walnuts, cleansing, lemon water, and the nervous system, conscious breathing, let's bring it all together into one harmonious morning. Because lasting youth isn't a checklist of actions, it's a state of being. Here's what a true morning of youth looks like for someone who refuses to age prematurely. Wake without rushing. No phone for the first few minutes. First, a glass of warm water with fresh lemon and a touch of honey, the gentle signal that says, "I'm awake and I care." Next, 5 to 10 minutes of slow, conscious breathing by an open window, simply feeling life move through you. Then, a small bowl of properly prepared oats, soaked or gently cooked, with a teaspoon of good butter or olive oil, and 3 to 5 walnut halves. Perhaps a cup of warm green tea or herbal infusion afterward. That's it. No rigid diet rules, no calorie obsession, just quiet, consistent kindness toward yourself. And here's what happens when people live this way. After a few days, morning brain fog lifts, puffiness under the eyes fades, the gaze becomes clearer and calmer. After a month, skin tone improves, sleep deepens, mood stabilizes. After 6 months, the entire system feels different, not dramatically younger in years, but unmistakably younger in vitality, in the way the body moves, in the light behind the eyes. I've watched this transformation dozens of times. A man who once complained of constant fatigue suddenly started smiling again. A woman who hadn't greeted the sunrise with anything but dread began meeting each dawn with a cup of lemon water and quiet gratitude. They didn't reverse the calendar, but they reversed how they experienced every day. I've learned this truth over many years. The body ages fastest when we stop speaking to it. When we eat mechanically, breathe shallowly, scold ourselves in the mirror. But return attention and kindness, and the body responds almost immediately. We cannot stop time, but we can choose how gracefully we travel through it. So I ask you, don't wait. Start tomorrow with one small act. 1 glass of warm lemon water, 1 mindful breath, 1 bowl of oats with walnuts. Let your body feel that you are listening. It will answer with gratitude. And please, subscribe and leave a like if these quiet, heartfelt conversations speak to you. It helps keep this kind of content alive and reaching those who need it most. The real secret isn't any single food, habit, or technique. The real secret is love for yourself, expressed in small, daily ways. Through a gentle sip of water, through a slow breath, through a warm breakfast prepared with care, through a moment of gratitude said silently to the mirror. When you begin mornings with love instead of hurry, the years lose their power to diminish you. You may not look 20 again, but your eyes will shine, your step will lighten, and your heart will remember what it feels like to be truly alive. So tomorrow, when you wake, take a slow breath, smile softly, and whisper to yourself, "Today, I choose life again." Let that be your new beginning. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take good care of your mornings. They are where your youth quietly renews itself every single day. Until next time, be gentle with yourself.